Welcome to the Anything Goes podcast. I am your host, as always, Kombat AllStar. Little disclaimer in the beginning of the show. I'm sure you all know by now, but I just want to make sure everyone knows. Of course, this is episode 97, so there's only 3 more podcasts to go till we get to the 100th podcast. And on the 100th podcast, that'll be the last podcast that's showing up on YouTube. The rest of the podcasts, moving forward, 101 on up, will be on at our new home at archive.org. So look for the podcast there. Big thank you to all you guys that are, I know it's not easy, kind of changing platforms, especially when you're so used to, the convenience of YouTube, getting those updates every time I upload and everything like that. And the viewership's been picking up. I see a lot of you guys, I'm getting like 2, maybe 5 views on YouTube, because I'm posting this on a delay. So most of you guys have already listened to it on archive.org. So thank you for the support, for the continued support. So 100 is going to be the last one here. So when I say here, I mean on YouTube. If you listen to archive.org, of course I don't mean here, but you guys get what I'm saying. So today, man, it's been a killer weekend for me, man. It's been a killer weekend for all of us, I think. Comic-Con just happened, San Diego Comic-Con, so they've been just showing all kinds of stuff. I feel like the industry just held back everything and just kind of exploded everything at once to everybody. So there were so many movie trailers, there were so many TV show trailers, there was trailers for Arrow, Flash, Star Trek. I'm going to kind of cover the stuff that I like as far as all the trailers that were released. So I guess I'll start with Star Trek. Star Trek Discovery. If you guys don't know, there's a new Star Trek coming. It's a Netflix original, which I found out. But over in the States, CBS bought time exclusive rights to Star Trek, so they're going to be airing it all on CBS first. I'm pretty sure it's CBS. I keep wanting to think it's like ABC or something, but no. So it's going to be on CBS first, and then it's going to be on Netflix later in the States. Everywhere else in the world, it's going to be on Netflix first and only. So that's kind of weird, but whatever. It looks pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. The whole thing about it is it's a prequel, another prequel. So this one takes place, I think, if memory serves, 10 years before Captain Kirk's first mission. So it takes place between Enterprise and Captain Kirk. So you go Star Trek Enterprise, Star Trek Discovery, which is the one that's coming out soon, followed by Star Trek with Spock and everybody, and then you got Captain Picard, The Next Generation. Then after that, you have Deep Space Nine, and closely followed is Voyager. Deep Space Nine ended maybe 3/4 of the way before Voyager did, timeline-wise, and then Voyager ended, what was the last one? So we haven't got a future Star Trek in a long time. And it's kind of ticking me off. It shows all about the future. There's not that much story that needs to be filled in. I think Enterprise did a fantastic job filling in everything that we need to know. These sidebar prequel missions are just unnecessary. And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. That said, the trailer looks pretty cool. Looks like they were fighting the Klingons or whatever, and there was a lot of action going on. So it looked pretty cool. I do like the look of it. I do like I don't know, everything about it just looks really good. I just kind of feel like they're doing a wash and repeat as far as the formula goes. Finding battling these old guys, not old guys, but just kind of battling old villains over again. You know what I mean? And because in Deep Space Nine, the Klingons and the humans, they're aligned. There's if I remember correctly, at the end of Deep Space Nine, there was a war between the Federation and the Dominion. A lot of other aliens in the sector were fighting those guys from the Alpha Quadrant. So it was basically everybody kind of aligned, and after a big war like that, it's just peace. So maybe that's why they're having a hard time trying to find any antagonist and anything Star Trek related. But I mean, come on, you can do it. I mean, it's not that hard to write a new villain, my opinion. Anyway, uh, I would like to see that. I would like to see something in the future. I don't want to see you fighting, old friends. Oh, let's go back and fight the Romulans when, and I don't want to say present time, but in the latest Star Trek, in the updated, most futuristic Star Trek, we're friends with them. We're friends with the Klingons. We're friends, with the Ferengi. So, I mean, it just, to me, it's stupid. And it's a crutch, and I mean, I don't like it. Hopefully it's good. I am going to give it a chance. I've watched all the Star Treks. D Space Nine's hands down my favorite Star Trek because Cisco was just amazing. I mean, the leadership skills he brought to the team. I mean, he was leading the entire Federation in a war, against the Dominion. So, I mean, not only is he like the most high-rankingest captain of all time in Star Wars, not Star Wars, Star Trek. He's also a great war strategist. He's good to his people, and he just, I don't know, he's just, to me, he's awesome. He's an awesome captain. Captain Ben Sisko, great captain, favorite captain. Not sure about this new Star Trek. I am wishing it all the best because I want it to do good, but I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it. Moving on, of course, we had, the CW stuff, so we got a Flash trailer, which is weird. Why'd you do a trailer for a new season? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. That's just weird. But, so they had, the Flash, season 3, I believe. They're trying to get him out, trying to get him back. Iris is not crying, being strong, blah, blah, blah. Of course, Arrow, typical Arrow stuff. It's not even worth mentioning, to be honest. The biggest one, well, I'll save the biggest one for last. Thor Ragnarok, it looked pretty good. They're definitely merging a few storylines here, a few story arcs. The Hawk talking, definitely shades of, Planet Hawk, him with the armor and everything, definitely shades of Planet Hawk. So, I don't know where they're going with this. I've always liked Thor. I always thought he was kind of an underrated character, and I'm talking about in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not necessarily the comics. So, because they built this completely separate from the comics, and which was great, smart idea on Marvel's part. So no one can be like, oh, well, he's not like the comic book. This is a completely new universe they built from scratch for cinema, so it's completely separate from everything in the comic. I wish DC would have done that, but they're kind of, I don't know, they're kind of taking characters from different story arcs to put them on the same team. So maybe they are. I don't know. Moving on. It looked pretty good. It did look pretty good. I've always liked Thor. So we'll see where this goes. I know a lot of people weren't digging the Hawk talking at the end, but I don't know if you want to call it a homage or whatever to the comics, because this clearly isn't taking direct direction from the source material. But yeah, I mean, I guess for lack of a better word, a homage to, Planet Hawk, which is okay in my book. Next trailer was that really caught my eye was Ready Player One, and it's a VR movie from Stephen King, I believe. So it's how the trailer said it was an MMO. I guess in the future, maybe this is the future. I don't know. Maybe it's present day. I'm not sure. They make that clear in the trailer, but this game is a VR game, and the creator of this game, this MMO, died. So he left some sort of secret treasure within the game. So I guess you go and find this loot in the game, and it equates to real money. So everyone's racing to get this money, almost like I don't want to say Rat Race, one of those movies where you kind of just racing for treasure. So it's kind of like that. You go on and you're racing for money, but it's done in an interesting way. It's done in a creative way, and it's in a time where we're so flooded with superhero movies, and Hollywood doesn't have an original idea in their head. It's nice to know that there are some movies out there, some directors or some writers or some people willing to take a chance on a new movie. You know what I mean? A new idea. And so this is great. This is refreshing. I'm not 100% sold on this movie, but it looks good. I know there's another movie by Luke Benson that's coming out, the guy who made Fifth Element. I think it's called Veridate or Vera something or other. I'll put the link in the description, but also looks very very cool. Another movie that's original, and it looks great. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that. It's like the Star Wars bar scene, extended into a 2-hour movie or something. And it does have shades of like the Avatar in it, so I mean that looks pretty cool. I can't wait to see what happens with that, what they decide to do with that. But man, that looks pretty awesome. And that's one of the movies I'm actually really looking forward to. So really want to check that out, see what they're doing with that. But yeah, it's nice to have some originality in there. I'm not getting superhero fatigue. I'm not tired of seeing superhero stuff. But I feel like that's all movies have become these days, and it's nice to see a little bit of a change. So the biggest movie trailer that caught my eye, caught my attention, made me be like, "Oh man, that's awesome," was of course Justice League. Maybe it's just me because I'm such a DC mark. I mean, I'm not one of those guys that love everything that they do. Clearly, if they do something wrong, I want to be all over them. But I'm a big enough fan to know, man, this is going to be cool. Or if they do something awful, I'll be really hard on them because I love these characters. So Justice League looked great. They finally showed Steppenwolf. It looks like she first showed up on Themyscira, and he's beating up Amazons. You see him, you see Darkseid's minions fighting the Amazons. It looked great. I mean, there was a lot of action, a lot of very apocalyptic, anti-Spider-Man Homecoming kind of theme where the world's about to end, which is great because this is DC. It's the first time they've done this, and I do like the fact that they're doing this. This movie's coming out before the Infinity War, so they're going to have a leg up. People are going to see this first and be like, "Whoa, this is crazy," because I mean, with Marvel, we haven't gotten that yet. We haven't. I mean, we've got the Avengers, where it was kind of sort of when they fought Loki and all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't like imminent danger. It wasn't. It was in a sense that they were trying to invade and take over the world and all that. But it was Loki, so I had a sense of, they're going to be able to beat them. I mean, the odds are pretty stacked against them, but these are not overwhelming odds. That's how I felt when I was in the theater. And I feel like this movie is going to be the first movie where there's overwhelming odds. This Justice League movie, just like Infinity War, that's going to be, if you guys have read the comics, talk about some overwhelming odds. Holy crap. So glad that DC is going to be able to do this first and get that out there before Marvel to kind of set the tone for movies like this that are coming. Because we're getting a couple of Justice League movies. We're getting Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2. Or did they change that to Part 1? I think they changed it just to Part 1. So, regardless, we're getting more movies. I mean, even if they did just make that from Part 1 and 2 just to Part 1, we're still going to be getting a lot more from Marvel. So I'm very glad they're, putting their foot out there first and doing that. The biggest thing that got me in this trailer was at the end. No, it wasn't at the end. Towards the end, I should say. When Steppenwolf's talking, he's like, no protectors here. There are no protectors. It sounded like he was like reporting to Darkseid. He was like, there's no protectors here. No lanterns, no Kryptonian. So it was, I don't know, it was great to hear that. So definitely going to be including Green Lantern. Definitely going to be including Superman. Looks like Superman comes back at the end of the trailer too, which they've been hinting to a lot. So we're definitely going to see Superman. Although the sounds that, right before Alfred was saying, I'm glad you're here. We thought you would be too late. It was kind of mechanical or alien in nature. So maybe it wasn't Superman. Maybe it was Green Lantern. I mean, maybe he had some sort of construct. Or maybe, I'm pushing it here, just maybe it was Martian Manhunter. It would have been, I'm gonna die. I would faint in the movie theater if it were Green Lantern. I mean, not Green Lantern, if it was Martian Manhunter, because I swear, man, you guys heard me on my rants before. They give this guy no play. They act like he's just like I don't know, man, the redheaded stepchild of the DC universe. And he's the most important character, but he's the most important character in the Justice League because he founded the Justice League back in the day. I'm not sure if you're original what the original formation of like Justice League Society and all that kind of stuff, but he was one of the founding members. He's the one that the government, in one of the story arcs, the government found him, and then they did tests on him, blah blah blah. Superman was around, and then Green Lantern, not Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter was the one that got the team together and made the Justice League. What he was like the cornerstone or the core or the heart and the soul of Justice League. And it sucks that they're just like treating him like he's a nobody and that he doesn't matter. So I would love for it to be Martian Manhunter, but it's probably going to be Superman. Let's be honest. There's no Martian Manhunter movie slated, but it wouldn't be surprising if they put him in the movie and then he didn't have his own movie. Because let's face it, they're doing the same exact thing in the comics. So, what do I know? But anyway, those are my 2 cents on all that stuff. I really, I wish I had somebody to kind of talk to about this. Random girl is still, doing her thing, and she won't be back until next year. I'm really trying for you guys to get a guest on the show so we can bounce some ideas off. I know it's cool to, kind of listen to me talk about my thoughts and my ideas, but I feel like, man, a podcast is just so much stronger when you got somebody, to bounce ideas off of. It's just my personal opinion. It's not always the case. I mean, Solo Monster kills it on solo, but that is such an amazing feat, and I don't know, man. I think it's more interesting to have two. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the description below about everything that I talked about. And like I said, it's been a crazy, crazy weekend with all the trailer shows, everything. Man, it's been great. And I gotta say, I don't know, man. Just thank you guys for your support. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything that you're doing, listening, sharing, liking, all that good stuff. So as always, remember, like, subscribe, share, and until next time, y'all. So long.